Just
hey,
tell
we're
me.
on.
Use your words.
I know.
We're on.
I know.
Then
Hello and welcome to the BlueMilk podcast, where we talk about anything and everything Star Wars related.
including musicals.
And you'll notice we're very somber today.
We're not going to be.
We're black and we're white.
And gray.
Varying shades of gray. It's a
50.
lighter shade of pale.
50 Shades of Grey.
And a wider shade of pale.
That too.
Speaking
Good
of
song.
wonders,
Good song.
Doo-doo-doo.
And that's all you get.
have a good night, guys.
Anyway, yeah, so I'm DJ.
I'm Jacob.
I'm drinking.
And we are the BlueMilk podcast.
Ba-da-bam, bow. Ba-da-bam-bam-bow. Ba-da-bam-bow. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dow. Ba-da-bow. Ba-da-bam-da-da-bow. Bow-wow. Bow-wow.
No, that's I'm thinking of a different song.
No, it was the final countdown.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were a little early, though.
Ba-da-bam-bow. 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 Alright.
So, yeah, today, I guess we're talking about stuff involving Star Wars.
Whoa, what? Holy shit.
Such as?
Politics.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, today...
Oh, we're bringing that up?
Yeah.
Today, apparently, is the political episode where we talk about the politics of Star Wars.
And probably our own a little bit.
And what about the politics? Are we going to focus on anything in particular?
Well, we
Or
could...
are we just going to go at it?
I think
The
we should
Empire was correct.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done.
Alright, cool.
We're not.
Thank you for
That was easy.
watching the BlueMilk podcast.
I thought it was going to be a long, involved discussion, but apparently not.
No, we're all on the same page. The Empire is probably the way it should have gone. But I mean,
They had the right idea.
They did.
some right ideas. I
Yeah.
mean, technically, the Emperor as the head of the pyramid should not have been there because he was clearly corrupt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's his own system, he's not corrupt because it's own fucking system.
The Senate was kind of pointless with him in charge.
Well, he dissolved the Senate, like physically.
The Senate was fucking stupid.
No, okay, so there are merits and flaws to both political systems that are involved in Star Wars. The Republic lasted for 5,000
Long time.
years. Yeah,
Well,
a long fucking time.
canon, 1,000 years. Or so.
Only 1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, they're really shrinking it down. huh?
Yeah, they're shrinking it motherfucking down.
Yeah, in Legacy Canon, it's like 5,000 years or
Yeah.
some shit like that. It goes a long time before it falls to Palpatine and his machinations of creating the Empire. But the Republic lasted a long fucking time, and in that time, it did a lot of good, but like most political systems, it became
Corrupt.
overly large and bloated, and therefore corrupt.
Well, they allowed
it to get corrupt.
They allowed it to be bloated because they wanted...
Power.
What?
Power.
Well, they wanted power.
I mean,
They gave each planet a representative, which, I mean,
well, several representatives in some cases.
it made sense.
I mean,
because,
even ET had even ET's planet had
Well, ET's
representatives.
from the Star Wars galaxy, apparently.
That is correct.
That's canon now.
There's like 5 of them. On the,
There's only 5 left.
No, I mean there was 5 on the Senate. They got dissolved physically too by the Emperor. Yeah, they're all dead. They are all dead.
Yeah. But I mean, they gave each planet a representative or multiple representatives at one time, which, when you have an entire fucking galaxy, holy fucking shit, that doesn't make any fucking sense because there's not going to get anything down. There's not going to get much done at that point.
Well, they're hoping, like, the whole...
Well, wait a minute. Explain that. How? Why wouldn't they get anything done?
Everything's going to take a lot longer at that point.
Why wouldn't they get anything done? That's what you said.
Oh, I shouldn't say that then. How about that? I'm going to
Okay.
rephrase that. It's going to take a lot longer, and there's going to be a lot more fighting because there's a lot more variables now at that point.
Boy, doesn't that sound familiar, everyone?
Hey,
Hey, you said possible. Bring in some of our shit.
We're just gonna foreshadow our shit. How about that?
Well, see, the thing is...
It's already happening. There is no foreshadowing.
The thing is our...
Our government is bloated.
Well, yeah, but it's not a republic.
We have too many damn people. Not anymore.
It's a democratic republic.
Not anymore.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yes. The BlueMilk podcast is going to be getting political today.
Yes. So turn it off now if you'd like.
Are we going to mention names? I think, or should we just
I don't
deal
think that's
with...
necessary.
Okay.
Names aren't necessary.
Okay.
There are currently people in power.
I mean, to be fair, the Empire was a bloated government system, too.
Yeah.
And they were corrupt.
I mean, to be fair, Palpatine definitely streamlined a lot more of the government under his rule as the Emperor than the Republic was at the time of its dissolution.
The Republic was corrupt, because if it wasn't, Palpatine never would have gained power.
Technically, Palpatine had the assistance of the Force to do what he did. Like, he manipulated a lot of people
but it was
using the Force.
There were a lot of people he didn't have to use the Force on to manipulate.
Well, it's true. Money talks.
Sycophants.
Money talks. Money is the great lubricant of just about anything in politics. The more money you throw at something, the more likely it is to get done.
Fiction or non-fiction. That's
True.
just kind of how it
Yes,
is.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's just it. So, I mean, the Republic was good in many ways, and I'm sure there were a lot of not corrupted individuals, or at least individuals that were under the impression they were doing more good than bad.
Well, I mean, you can look at Amidala.
Yeah,
Bail.
the dude that was the senator of Naboo before Palpatine took it. I can't remember his name, but he was not corrupt. He got corrupted because he started to listen to those around him who were corrupted.
Wait,
Yeah.
who are you talking about?
Yeah,
I
because
think it started
Valerian
with
was the
I think it started
Grand
with a V,
Chancellor.
but I don't know. I can't remember his name. We'll throw it up.
Well, Valerian I don't think was corrupt either, but I think he was just weighed under
That's
the
what I
pressure.
mean. He himself was not corrupt,
Yeah.
but he was manipulated by the people around him
Yeah.
that were corrupted.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really like I'm sure there are. It's the same thing in the Empire. Like people like to label the Empire as this great big evil machine, but I mean I don't think you have to take in the sheer number of individuals that it takes to make a government like that run. I seriously doubt. Like once you get down low enough on the totem pole, I'm sure a lot of the people that were doing a lot of those political jobs were people that were doing those same jobs under the Republic as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he pretty much gutted the entire structure because I mean, it would be really hard to do that. Like it would be really hard to just do a complete reform of a government on a galactic scale within the span of 10 years. Like that sounds really unrealistic to me.
If you take out the main,
I mean, it takes like
It took them. It took him 19 years to dissolve the Senate fully.
That's what I was going to say. It didn't take long in the whole scheme of things. It did not take long to completely change the government. You remove the voting body, and it completely changes.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, in real life terms, there's a lot of countries that it's taken them 1 or 2 decades to reform their government to a different type of government, and that's just for one country. Like, I'm looking on a galactic scale. It cannot be easy to reform a government of that scale.
Depending on how many followers you have, because if you have people that can enforce your rules at that point on a galactic scale, then you should be able to do about the same amount of time.
Well,
No.
we, Earth people,
Earthlings.
don't have the same height of technology that the Star Wars universe does either.
That's true, but I'm not looking, like, technology allows...
Communication makes a huge difference
Yeah.
in how you govern.
I get that, and I'm definitely with that. It definitely makes it possible to have a galactic government, but still, the process of reforming it from the top down, the way that he effectively did it, because that's the way it comes across, is that he top down is the way he reformed the government. He pretty much was voted in as dictator, which is a legitimate position within a republic.
Well, he wasn't voted in as dictator. He was voted in as senator and then named himself, or Grand Chancellor. Named himself emperor.
Yeah. It's a similar analog to like when Caesar took over Rome, though.
Yeah.
Because when Rome was a true republic and before Caesar, and when they voted him in...
Which Caesar?
Caesar Augustus.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
When he was voted in, because he wasn't actually emperor officially. He was given the label of dictator, and then because of his period of time in which he was dictator of Rome, because of the changes he made, it allowed for, or not Caesar Augustus, Julius Caesar, I'm sorry. Julius Caesar was voted in as dictator, and because of his terms during dictator, he set the foundation for Caesar Augustus to be named emperor. And he was technically the first emperor. Caesar Augustus was the first emperor of Rome. So, Palpatine was effectively Julius Caesar. He crossed the Rubicon. No, he wasn't Augustus. Because Augustus was handed the title of Emperor of Rome because Julius Caesar had
paved the way.
Yes.
All that stuff, yeah.
And then died.
Yeah, he was killed
by
very
his own
brutally
people.
by Brutus and all the other
All
senators.
35?
Yeah.
There were a lot.
35, I think?
Yeah, there was a lot.
They all took turns.
Oh, they stabbed him so many times. So many times.
It was just like Jon Snow.
They paved the Senate in blood.
What did that have to do with Star Wars? I kind of lost track.
We got talking to
we went down the rabbit hole. We went down the rabbit hole.
Go Ireland.
Yeah, no, so there are a lot of positives and negatives to...
Yeah. The BlueMilk podcast does not condone the bombing of anything. You said go Ireland, so I just want to make
Unless
sure...
it's small children.
Okay, no.
Puppies.
No.
More small children.
No.
Old people. Yeah.
I'm not going to say yay or nay.
Tyrannical leaders.
Yeah.
Socialist, communist.
Fascist.
Anything that's not anarchy.
Nazis, neo-Nazis.
Well, anarchy is
white
bad too.
supremacists.
Okay, maybe not bombings. We don't condone bombings because...
Individual bombings. You can bomb individual people. That'd be great. Just
No violence.
Oh shit, we're still black and white. That's right. Yeah. It's okay, it fits.
Yeah, the whole episode's gonna be black and white.
Yeah, I see that.
But so there are
what he said.
There are positives and negatives to both political structures. I mean, the Republic was bloated to the point where to get anything done, they voted on a majority. That's how we got down the rabbit hole as we were talking about Republic.
Yeah.
Well,
and then we went to Rome, and then we were talking about Latin and all that good stuff.
The thing is that there's more than just that, because during the Clone Wars, you had a confederacy against the Republic, too, at that point.
Yeah, well, the Confederacy was effectively...
a puppet state.
Well,
that...
They didn't believe they were.
Wow.
They did not believe they were a puppet confederacy, because it wasn't a state.
The puppets rarely believe that they're puppets.
Yeah. That is correct. To them, they were a legitimate confederacy.
Which they were, but
political, they were collectives.
They were a federation, which is a collective of states. Well, states.
Yeah, I mean, if you want.
So they control their own borders.
Physical.
Not like actual
physical,
like political states.
Oh, political states.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to go with solids, plasma.
There you go.
Gases.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
We were talking about this earlier. That's why he knows.
I know about the fucking states of
matter.
matter.
Not including me in your shit.
Except
we
for
were
the
at
fact
Little
that
Caesars.
Except for the fact that Except you said that salt couldn't be a liquid.
I've never seen it as liquid, so therefore I haven't... It's Schrodinger's cat, because it's either there or not there.
Wrong.
Can we prove it?
Yes.
How?
Science.
Just melt down salt.
Same thing with the fucking cat.
Because science.
He was saying that
No,
the
the cat
salt...
is both dead and alive at
because
the same time.
it's hidden in there.
Yes. He was saying that
That's quantum
salt
physics.
particles...
Hang on, that's quantum physics, and that's one of the postulates of quantum physics, that nothing exists unless it's observed.
Okay.
Therefore, you cannot have an answer unless you see what the answer is.
But that's the same thing with the salt, with the fucking liquid salt.
No, because you can actually watch that happen.
That's correct. He was thinking that salt just floated in the ocean. Salt particles are just floating in the ocean. I'm like, that's not how that works.
Don't act like he's dumb. I mean, he is. But
I'm not saying he was dumb. I just corrected him.
Arizona educational system fucked me up. Okay.
I grew up here too.
I will give him that.
The public...
He does get an allowance for that.
The public education system is fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It has been.
Pay the fucking teachers! Okay, continue.
That we can all agree on.
My teachers didn't get paid, and I still learned shit.
I was home taught.
Oh, I wasn't home taught. I'm sorry.
Hey, man, I'm still better off than him.
That's because you probably paid attention. That's because you paid attention in school and I didn't, because I was like, fuck you.
When you're home taught, you kind of if you're home taught, you kind of have to be self-motivated to want to know these things.
Shit.
You don't have to.
Yeah, it's true. You don't have to.
You can be outwardly motivated, like with the belt.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
I wasn't like that. I actually wanted to learn this stuff, and therefore I actually learned things.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't learn anything in high school. High school was pointless.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hated high school.
Everyone.
High school was its own political.
Not everyone hates high school, but
I know
it's the same fucking
weird.
Politics. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
it's literally the same fucking politics.
They've stated that
it's a microcosm of.
Actually, it's not a it is. It's
high
the
school
origin.
is a microcosm of
everything.
What happens.
Yeah. They've stated that the political structures and cliques that form, like the groups and organizations that form in high school, are effectively what goes on to inform the rest of your life. So if you're like a jock in high school, that's kind of the mentality you'll follow, the train of thought you'll follow for the rest of your life outside of high school. Same thing with like if you're a geek or you're a drama geek or you like anything like that. Like high school is effectively the period of time in your life that is the most structuring of you.
Socially.
I must be one of the outliers then.
Yeah, it's not complete. It's not. Nothing is a perfect system.
Only thing that's different with you is that you don't have the long hair anymore.
Wait, were you a
You're
hippie?
such a dick. I had my fingers in a lot of different groups.
Dude, his hair. Have you seen his hair?
He had long hair?
You are not making me. You are not making me post that.
He looked like Matthew Mercer.
Okay, to be fair...
Who's that?
Voice actor.
Yeah. To be fair, I had hair down in the middle of my back when I was that age too.
My hair was down to here.
If I could grow it back out again, well, I can grow it back out. I'm not
fucking do
bald.
it.
I'm bald. I can't do it.
If I could, I would. But
you can't, so you won't.
For those of you who are my age, kid and play, yeah, it gets this tall before it starts to lay down now. So I just stopped. I stopped doing it.
But anyway, yeah. So the Senate was definitely corrupt.
Yeah,
the Senate was corrupt. High school government.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. It was a very well structured government.
They
and
were cliquish.
Very cliquish, but I mean that's like even the Empire was cliquish.
Well, yeah.
I mean, look at Tarkin and Vader.
Yes. Well, they were just buddy-buddy.
Yeah, but that's a clique. I'm sorry. You were either
just those two.
They were the jocks that ruled the high school.
They were.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah.
They were. Yeah, right. Like, you were either their friend or you were not.
Yep. Or you were dead.
It's like you either kissed their ass and you were in their circle, or you were outside their circle.
Or you were director critic.
Does that make Leia the head cheerleader or something?
Sure. We'll go with that.
She was the outsider cheerleader because they were tired of her.
She was the emo chick that's like, fuck those cheerleader bitches.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Luke was like the new kid that just broke all the structures down. He's all like, fuck you guys.
Yeah. The surfer dude who just knows.
No,
everything.
he was the guy from. Have you seen the movie New Guy?
Uh-uh.
Oh, good one.
Sounds dumb.
I was gonna say he's like Matthew McConaughey from Days of Confused.
Okay. I was gonna say more like Johnny Depp from Leaving Las Vegas. Or no,
Not Leaving Las Vegas.
Fear and Loathing.
Fear and Loathing.
Fear and Loathing.
No, because that's not a high school kind of thing. See,
But that's how high school should have been.
You're not
Fear and
Portuguese. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Now, and I'm pretty sure Han Solo is
Fucking reptiles, man.
Oh, it's such a good movie, and she hates it too.
I'm pretty sure Han Solo is Ferris Bueller because he knows how to work the system.
That's
Well,
true.
there you go. Yeah.
He is the smooth guy and all that. He can freely move between all the clicks.
Yep. I was not Ferris Bueller.
I was not.
It's almost like
but I did.
SLC Punk.
I did. Ooh.
SLC Punk.
I don't know what
good
that
movie.
is. I don't
Good
know what
movie.
that is.
But there's a lot of. It's very cliquish.
Okay.
It definitely breaks down a lot of the cliques during the 90s. Like there's the punk clique, the prep clique, the drama clique, all that shit. And they definitely talk about all of that. But then there's like the guy that sells drugs to all of them, so he pretty much can go between all the cliques.
Yeah,
really.
right.
Like he doesn't get shit
that's
from anyone.
Han Solo, really,
because he sells drugs. Yeah, that's Han Solo.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
He was the drug dealer in high school.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at it that way. I mean, George Lucas
He
definitely...
did get away with a lot of shit.
George Lucas definitely is trying to change that perception to him more being like a good guy with all the edits that he made.
And banging all the robots.
No,
that's Lando. Lando's the weird kid.
The weird kid in like
Very
engineering
weird.
club.
Yeah.
What's wrong with engineering?
Nothing.
Besides engineering.
I was gonna say you don't like engineers.
I don't like engineers, but apparently I like engineering because I build shit.
No, but like he's one of the weird. He's the weird kid that sits in the back with like the robots, and you're like, "What are you doing back there?" And he's just heavy breathing, like nothing. That was Lando in high school.
And then when he finally gets attention, he sucks kisses butt, kisses ass.
So like, hi, how you
Sucks
doing?
butt? Did he almost say
yeah.
sucks butt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm tired, guys.
But yeah, so I mean, the Republic wasn't bad because I mean, to be fair, if you want to look at the like overall grand scheme of things, the Republic lasted a lot longer than the Empire. I mean, the Empire only lasted what, like 20, 30 years?
But remnants of it still existed. Of course, remnants of the Republic still existed too.
Well, the Republic exists in full force again by the time of Episode 7. Because there's the New Republic.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets destroyed by
Exactly.
the First Order.
Which is a remnant.
Which is the remnants of the Empire. But, I mean,
But
that's
even
just
if you
the
go
eternal
to-
struggle between Imperialism and Republic.
But if you even go with old canon, that seems a little bit more realistic. With the remnants of the Empire.
Oh, the Legacy canon?
Yeah, Legacy canon.
Okay.
Having their own space and whatnot. And they still had their own space after like 200 or 300 years when Darth Krayt was, even then, was alive at that point.
Well, the
He had the rule of one.
The Imperial Remnant in Legacy canon, they managed to solidify
An actual government.
They managed to re-solidify the government and and declare a new emperor and all that with whatever they had left over in a section of space and solidify their hold to the point where they forced the Republic to acknowledge that they were their own autonomous government. I don't think they ever joined or sent a representative to the Republic.
No.
In any way. But that's a lot like Hut Space. I mean, Hut Space is pretty much a loose conglomerate of
Huts. I was just
tribally controlled space, sections of space that are close together because they're all owned by different huts.
I was just going to bring that up, that the hut space was probably larger at the end of episode 8 than both the Republic and the Empire remnant.
I don't know about that.
Well, just because they took out, like, the capital of the Republic doesn't mean that the Republic would all just fail. Like, I don't understand why they fucking
if those
did that
ships were all that was left, if those people were all that was left...
In episode 8?
Yeah.
No, that's only of the Resistance. That's not the Republic.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
Remember, they're not affiliated in any way.
Still.
Like, Mon Mothma cut off.
How much the Empire were that group of ships? Before the...
I get the impression that the
scene.
First Order does not have that many ships.
I have a feeling that that's the majority of it, but I feel like there's more still somewhere. Probably in the unknown region, where they actually control space unknownly to the Republic.
It's not the unknown region. They control, like, a section of...
No, they control... It's the unknown region. It's near, like, what the hell the fuck? Come on. Jakku and everything.
Really?
Because that's originally where Starkiller Base is at. They even have that on the map, which we'll be showing above us, or over us. It shows the original point of where Starkiller Base was at, and it was completely dead, like almost dead center in unknown space.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And what the heck is the other one? It's I can't think of what the other planet one. The one that everyone thinks that would not be canon is actually still canon.
Okay.
The Infinite Empire. What's the alien species from the Infinite Empire?
That's the Yushan Vong, isn't it?
No, it's Rakata?
The Rakata was the
Rakata.
Rakatan Empire.
Rakata Prime is canon.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah. It shows up on the map and everything, and it's actually near Jakku.
Oh.
Where its original spot is, too.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if the Rakata are canon, probably somewhat of it.
We don't know if that history
if the planet exists and there's people on the planet, they would have to be Rakatan.
But
actually, the Rakatan by this point don't exist anymore. They've
been eradicated by this virus.
As a race.
Yeah. The virus.
They're all dead.
But the planet exists.
Yes.
Therefore, the people would have had to exist.
We don't know that.
Hey, it could have been humans because people who live on Coruscant are not the species that live on Coruscant are not called Coruscantians.
There's a lot of species that live on Coruscant.
I know.
Coruscant really isn't that much of like a real planet anymore. Like I feel
it's a space station,
spherical city.
It's a planet-sized space station. It's bigger, way bigger than the Death Star.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the actual planet itself is a lot smaller than the physical representation of Coruscant. Just because of how far they've built off the surface of Coruscant.
What does that have to do with the politics?
Well, the politics for the Republic takes place on Coruscant, so...
Well, even the Empire.
And in the Empire.
Everything. See, Coruscant's actually the center of the Star Wars galaxy, but they don't really do that in the movies because they like to make Tatooine.
They like Tatooine.
The prequels make it a little bit more.
Less production cost.
Oh, God,
if you do it on Tatooine.
God, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just a giant fucking desert.
Yep.
Instead of a green screen.
Yep.
Yeah. Or sets that have to be elaborately built.
Or not Italy, like Naboo is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so if you look at the time frame that the Republic existed compared to how long the Empire existed.
Oh, the Republic lasted a lot longer.
A lot longer. I mean, so it definitely did its job and it did it well enough. It's just...
They did it well enough because there was actually people wanting it back.
Well, if you look at the history, I mean, the Republic, the reason why it existed is because during times of peace, it almost tears itself apart. Because...
That sounds peaceful.
Sure. During times of peace, the Republic almost tears itself apart internally because no one can really agree because everyone's in a time of peace. It's usually when there's an external factor outside of the Republic pushing against the Republic.
That's when they can figure out
that they unify against said exterior motivator, and
damn it, should go to Tashi Station.
Then there's peace.
Well, there's war, and then there's peace.
This causes peace.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is that the Republic is a person with anxiety. That whenever there's an outside force, then that's when they can kind of calm down a little bit. But then, once you don't have that, then it's like, oh fuck, what the fuck?
But I mean, I guess you could say that about just about any government type. I mean, there really is no way to look at the Empire as anything other than corrupt, because, I mean, we really don't get a good perspective.
But the Republic is just as corrupt.
That's the thing.
That's true. But the Empire existed for far less time and became, if not as corrupted, maybe possibly more corrupted than the Republic, in a far shorter time period than the Republic took. Although we don't know if the Republic was corrupt from inception or not, because it could have been.
What you could infer from that is that a Republic, being, in this case, a democracy,
a democratic republic,
has
multiple types of republics.
Will still decline, but it has a slower decline than a dictatorial...
Imperial.
An
Imperial.
Imperialistic.
Yeah.
It could. I mean, it ultimately depends on the person in charge. I mean, if you look at... The prime example would be to look at Julius Caesar and then Augustus Caesar. Julius Caesar did what he did, and it was perversion and corruption of the Republic of Rome. But he still did it all very legally within the government, within the Republic government rules that existed in the Republic. Everything that Julius Caesar did was legal.
Same thing with Palpatine.
That is correct, which is why that is a perfect prime example.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. Rome still fell.
Well, Rome, it took a long time for Rome to fall. I mean,
But it still fell.
The Empire of Rome existed, I don't want to say as long as the Republic of Rome, but it definitely lasted a long fucking time. I think it was, 400 years that the Empire of Rome existed, and it eventually got split into two.
That'll be a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what version of the Empire of Rome you're talking about, because eventually Rome splits into two because it gets too big, and there's Eastern and Western empires. And the Eastern Empire turns into the Byzantine Empire, and there's a whole fucking mess of that shit. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that Augustus Caesar, when he was emperor of Rome, the first emperor of Rome, it was seen as a golden age for Rome. And Rome flourished under his reign. Even the citizens of Rome were a lot happier. They stated there's a lot of writings.
That was a boom in technology as well.
Yeah, it was a cultural and moral, because Augustus Caesar was seen as one of the most moral emperors. He set the baseline for morality in Rome, which is weird, but it is a thing. He was a very, very good emperor, and because of that fact, Rome itself, the empire at that point, flourished. And there are a lot of writings that dictate that the Empire of Rome at that point was doing better than it had as the Republic for generations prior. So it all really depends on the person or peoples at the top.
You know what sucks? We didn't get into the religious part of politics.
That's a whole other
episode.
We'll do that next time.
Yeah, it all depends on the people at the top, and that's pretty much all the time we have for today, unfortunately.
This is a fun one.
I'm pretty... Well, it's always interesting to talk about these things, in my opinion, because
we got a little closer to home this time, and I think it might not be the last time we get a little closer to home.
I think we should get a little bit closer to home. More.
At least for a little while.
Just a little bit.
What do you guys think? Let us know. Because I have been very much against bringing home into any of these discussions. But I'm open to it.
Well, honestly, it's been stated by several people that do watch the podcast or people that are not really big fans of Star Wars, and it's because they can't find anything to relate Star Wars to their lives.
Oh.
Like, they have other fandoms that they can relate more with because
we can do that.
Of that, but effectively by bringing Star Wars a little closer to home, we can make it a little bit more relatable to how people see it. Maybe. Or we'll just annoy the shit out of all of you with
which we do very well.
Our ramblings.
This has been a rambling.
Yeah, we went off tangent.
A lot.
Not a lot. Just
we
one
did.
really big one in the middle.
Just this episode, that much was tangent. Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, thank you for joining us this week on BlueMilk Podcast, where we talked about politics and Star Wars. Join us again next week when we talk about other things Star Wars related. Please like, share, subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook. And keep an eye out for future possibilities, future endeavors that the BlueMilk Podcast will be going into.
Uh-oh.
Hint, foreshadow. You didn't catch that.
Foreshadow. Yeah, it's not going to work, dude.
Foreshadow.
It's not going to. It's hard.
Well, on top of that, we're black and white.
Foreshadow.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
Pornhub.
I guess.
By this point, yes, we should be on Pornhub.
Yeah, guys. We made it.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be upset about that.
You can still catch us on
else?
YouTube.
I'm pretty
What
certain
else?
enough people that watch us also watch Pornhub.
What else?
Oh yeah, be sure to watch our sister podcasts at Real Film Nerds and The Mile High Show. The Matts will appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it.
I'll drink to that.
Toodles.
Come to the dark side.